depending on the kind of business that you are opening. Some businesses do not require licensing, but some businesses do. And I will give you an example. Hello, hello, and welcome to the Victim to Visionary series. My name is Bukola Oriola, and I'm an entrepreneur. I'm the owner of Bukola Oriola Group LLC. I can't believe it. We're in episode 5, so we're right in the middle. Welcome. For those of you who have been following, thank you so much for following this series. And for those of you who just stumbled upon it or you were referred to check out this series, thank you also for coming. I hope that you find this series helpful. And remember, please, there's going to be the worksheet in the description below. Remember to download the worksheets to help you. Also, write your comment in the comment section, or you ask your question in the comment section, and I'll be glad to answer your questions to the best of my knowledge. And if you have any tips to share also, why not go ahead and share your own tip with us. If you have a business, I want to hear from you. Tell us about your business, what is the name of your business, and how your business is doing. We want to hear from you. And if you have not already subscribed to this channel, what are you waiting for? I invite you to subscribe to this channel to learn more about empowerment, inspiration, and even skincare, my own journey of skincare, doing skincare business, So I invite you. I do both advocacy and social enterprise. Welcome again. So today, episode 5, we are going to be talking about making your business legal. We have been going from episode 1 to episode 4, and now we're in episode 5, and episode 5 title is Making It Legal, How to Register Your Business. So, it's one thing to have an idea of what you want to do. It's another thing completely to bring that idea to life by making it legal. It offers you protection for your business, and it helps you to be more organized with that business and follow all the legal rules that you need to follow to make your business compliant and also to make your business grow. Because when there is structure, legal is part of that structure that we had mentioned about earlier in previous episode. Structure is very important in business. It's not like hobby where you do whatever you like, but in business there is need for structure, and part of that structure is making your business legal. And the first step to do is to register that business. So come along with me to learn about that here. So first of all, the first step you want to take is to make the decision. If you have not watched episode 4, I encourage you to go and check out that episode on what to do, whether you want to go the non-profit route or you want to go the for-profit route. So once you have decided what you want to do, which route you want to go, then the next step for you is to register that business. And I will use Minnesota as an example because I'm in Minnesota, but you can go to the Secretary of State office in your own state. If you are in the US, if you are not living in the US, you also have similar to Secretary of State. For example, in Nigeria, they call it the Corporate Affairs Commission. And in the UK, I don't remember what they call it now, but they also have a name for it. The entity, the government entity that registers business. Just Google. Thank God for Google. Just go to Google and write in what is the name of the government entity that registers business in my country. And they will tell you if your country is where it's centralized, where one body does it for every state in the country, then you go ahead and do it. But in the United States, it's not one body that does it for everybody. Every state is independent. So you have to go to your own Secretary of State office and register. So once you determine which route you want to go, for profit or profit, then you want to go ahead and register your business. There are steps to take to do that too. So first of all, you pick a name. You pick what name do you want to call your business. For example, my own business name is Bukola Oriola Group LLC. I started from Bukola Braiding and Beauty Supply, and then now Bukola Oriola Group LLC, just so that it can help me, because I am into a lot of things and I don't want to keep registering multiple businesses for easy way to kind of do all my legal stuff in one place. Like, I don't want to go find tax with this business and go find tax and go find, I want to do everything. And since my business is not so huge that we really require for them to be separate, all the things I'm doing, I just change the name from Bukola Braiding to Bukola Oriola Groups. That way, the name of my business is neutral and I can do my braiding under it. I can do my consulting under it. I can do different things under that name. I just separate them, within the entity. So I encourage you to think about that, what name you want to use for your business. So you pick a name. Once you pick the name that fits your own mission or what you think you want to do, then the next step is you will go to your Secretary of State office. You go to your state and then do what they call a name search. Once you get there, usually I think with the state of Minnesota, you have to first of all have an account. You have to create an account, then you'll be able to do the name search. So you go there, you create an account, you do the name search. I'm using Minnesota as example. Your state or your country might be different how it is done. So you do the name search. Once you do the name search, once you put the name in, if that name is available, they will tell you right away online there that name is available. If the name is not available, they will tell you it's not available. And then you can pick a different name or modify that name. So after picking the name, the next step is to choose what structure, because on the Secretary of State website there are different structures, LLC, partnership, assumed name, non-profit, domestic, foreign, all different kinds. So you pick which one that you want. So let's just use LLC for example. So you pick LLC, you mean Bukola Oriola Group LLC. So you pick LLC and you go ahead and fill in the form, and then you pay the fees. The fees vary from state to state. So check with your state to see how much it's going to cost you to file. So the fee vary. So you pay the fees. Once you pay the fee, boom, your business will be registered. And after your business is registered in the US, again, I'm using as an example, then you will go to the IRS website. It's irs.gov. On irs.gov, you will go there and request for EIN. EIN simply means an employer identification number. The employer identification number is kind of the social security number for your business. So once you fill, they will ask you questions there too. You fill all the questions and all of that. They will ask you for what purpose, because you are going to need to open bank account for your business. So you can just say for banking purposes. So to make it easy and simple for you, so you do that, and immediately they will give you the EIN, the employer identification number. So you want to bring this EIN and your Minnesota state registration. If you are in Minnesota or whatever state you are in, you want to take that registration to the bank, because that's what you are going to use to open a bank account. So once you, and then the EIN, the Secretary of State is not free to register your business name. However, the EIN from IRS is free. So you don't need to pay anybody to do that. It's free. So go ahead and do it. Then also, once you've done that, depending on the kind of business that you are opening, some businesses do not require licensing, but some businesses do. And I will give you example. So let's say you are just doing consulting, like consulting from other businesses, from government agencies providing subject matter expert, lived experience, consulting, advisory, and all of that. You don't need any license to do that. You know, if you're even making skincare products like I'm doing, you don't need any license to do that. For skincare, also you can make it in your house. You have to follow good manufacturer's practice, and that can be found on the FDA website, the Federal Drug Administration. I hope that I got that right. You know, on their website, you will find out the good manufacturer's practice to make sure no matter what it is you are making, as long as you are making it for the public for sale, you need to follow good manufacturer's practice. You need to sanitize and clean the environment whenever you are producing your stuff. However, if you are going to be running a business such like daycare, you need license. So you need to go to the state to find out how to go about that license. If you are going to be cooking food for the public, you need license. Although food have different grades, but you need license. There are some food that if it's already packed, like it's already cooked food from a licensed place, and your own is just to buy and then resell, I'm not sure that you need license for that. But if you are going to be making the food from scratch and sell to people, you need license. You need, at the minimum, you need a food handler's license. So check with your state to make sure that you are in compliance. So that's one thing to think about with your business. So whatever business you are going into, verify to see whether you need license or not to operate that business, because it's one thing to register the business, it's another thing completely to make sure that you are operating that business with the license that that business requires, if it is a business that requires license. So moving on to the next step. So check with your state, check with the county. Then, like I mentioned earlier, that your EIN and your state business registration. Now is the time to bring you to the bank. You want to find a bank that works for you. You can search online to see which bank works for you. Some banks will charge fees. Some banks don't charge fees to open a bank account. To open the bank account is somewhat free, not necessarily free. You are going to be depositing some amount of money when you open that account, and bank to bank is different too. In fact, some banks will make you pay like $100 or something to buy checkbook right away. It will be one of their requirements, which some banks do not really require you to buy checkbook once you open the bank account. So check with the different banks which one works for you to open a bank account in that business name. And the bank will require the EIN, because that EIN is the social security number. So when you call the bank, for example, when I call the bank about the business account, they ask, what's the social security number? And I don't call that often. I remember one time I called and then they asked, what's the social security number for the business? Or yeah, I think I just said, what's the social security number? And I plugged in my social security number and they were like, we cannot find that account. So I was like, wait a minute, this is not my personal account, this is my business account. So I had to go get my EIN and plugged it in, and they found the account. So the EIN is the social security number for your business. So if you are calling the bank in regard to your business account, then your EIN is what you will produce when they ask for the social security number, basically. So, you know, you will need your EIN, your registration, because they too will need to put it in file, and your ID. So you register your bank account and boom, that's it. I know that it looks like a lot of paperwork, but trust me, the paperwork is worth it, because as you grow in your business, all those paperwork create trails for your business. It creates seriousness for your business. When others want to do business with you, they see you as serious entity. Also, it gives you the opportunity to scale, to grow, to move from one level to another. I have been growing little by little over the years. So if I did not have the structure in place, I'm not going to go anywhere. Having structure help you to grow. So please go ahead. If you have questions, put your questions in the comments. Remember, every step you take gives you power. It says, this is mine. I'm building something real. So don't let fear stop you from protecting your dream. Go ahead and achieve that dream. And I invite you again to download the business registration checklist below. It's a step-by-step guide to walk you through everything that we just covered. So see you in episode 6, where we'll be talking about how to price without guilt or guesswork. Thank you so much again for joining me today. See you next time. Remember, subscribe to this channel. God bless you and bye-bye.